Okay, so far we've looked at how to find squares of numbers and square roots of numbers, cubes of numbers, and cube roots of numbers. But I wanted to real quickly just recap, why do we call a number a square number? So if we look on our list of perfect squares, 4 is a square number because it has two identical factors, which are 2 and 2. And if we take the square root of 4, the square root of 4 is 2 because 2 times 2 is 4. We call it a square number because if we have a 2 by 2 shape, that is in the shape of a square. And how many individual sections are in there? There are 4. So if we're going to multiply 2 times 2, and what makes it a square is that this side is equal to this side, then 2 times 2 gives us 1, 2, 3, 4. The same is true for a cubed number. So let's do 2 cubed. And that's 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. So 8 is a perfect cube. Well, why do we call it a cube number? So if we have a square that's 2 by 2, and make a cube with another square that's 2 by 2, then the shape we have is a cube. And then if we find the volume of this cube, 2 times 2 times 2 equals 8, and the volume of this cube is 8. So we're going to use these properties to answer some word problems. Okay, let's take a look at question number 1. A square has an area of 49 square inches. So right away, it's telling me square. So this tells you that we're probably going to square root. So if we have a square that has an area of 49, I need to know what these two numbers are so that I can multiply them together to get 49. So I know that the two numbers that are the same are 7 and 7. So the sides of the square are 7 and 7. So we can square root 49 and get 7 because 7 times 7 is 49. So the answer would be the side length of the square is 7, and in this case our units are inches. So again, because it's a square, it's telling us in here it's square and our units are squared, we're going to most likely 90% of the time we're going to square root. Sometimes it'll tell us we have the sides and we have to figure the area, but this is telling us we have a square, and I already know that that square number is 49. So we're going to take a look at question number 2. Question number 2 is a cube. This tells you that you're probably going to have to cube root whatever the number is, and that's 125. So if I have a cube that has a volume of 125 cubic centimeters, I want to know what three numbers can I multiply together to get 125. So if you go back on your list of perfect cubes from yesterday, we know that 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. So therefore, the cube root of 125 is 5. And these side lengths of this cube, in this case, are 5 centimeters. So look for these key words. Look for square, and look for the exponent of square, tells you you have to square root. Cube, look for an exponent of 3, tells you you have to cube root. So you need 3 numbers that equal 125 that are exactly the same, 2 numbers that equal 49 that are exactly the same. Okay, try these 2 practice problems on your own, and we'll go over these in class tomorrow. Multiple choice question number 1. What is the side length? What side length of a cube-shaped box? It should say, what is the side length of a cube-shaped box with a volume of 8 inches cubed? So again, we're talking about a cube-shaped box, and there's a 3 here. So that tells us we're going to cube root. Question number 2, find the length of each side of the square below that has an area of 81. So we're trying to figure out this number and this number have to equal 81, and those two numbers have to be the same. Have a good night.